Hello, everyone. Emergency press conference on this Saturday night. This is the Kenny Wallace Show, brought to you by JEGS, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. Remember to go to JEGS.com for everything you need to fix your hot rod up. They're telling me that they got Jeep parts and they got truck parts, so go check out JEGS.com right now. Well, as I point to this super late model, this is a dirt super late model. Let's look at it real quick. This emergency press conference is about the great Scott Bloomquist. So as we all know, Bloomer was driving his dirt super late model in one of the heat races, the qualifying heat races up there at Eldora, and had a violent wreck. Had a lot of people calling my phone, Herman, what'd you think of that? So had about 6 people wanting my thoughts, and I thought, well, let's have an emergency press conference right now. First of all, the wreck and the interview were equally as big. I felt bad, as you can tell in my face. You know, the wreck was an accident. Let's talk about the wreck first, and then I want to get to the great Scott Bloomquist. Really, it shook me up, his interview on flow. But let's get to the wreck first of all. Scott goes into one, he diamonds the corner. The great Shannon Babbs in front of him. Babbs making the circle. Looks like Bloomer kind of goes in, gets up, gets it turned, and he's coming down the hill. And it looks like he's going to blow just right by Shannon Babb. And he was. Babb was kind of going across the track. And it is my belief, listen, I've ran Eldora a lot. I'm nowhere near as good as these guys, but I've got a handful of wins there. In my modified, in the 2005 Prelude to the Dream. So I've run Eldora a lot. That's my disclaimer. So here's what I saw. I saw 2 great drivers at 2 different angles. You know, you saw Bloomquist coming down the hill. His peripheral vision says, I have passed Shannon Babb. I passed him. And now I'm going to start coming up. Babb is coming down at the same time. And Babb's kind of coming off. Like Babb's, out there. And he's kind of, okay, now I'm coming down. I see both of them doing this. Bloomer in his interview was a little upset with Babb, saying, hey, look, man, he didn't even pop the gas. He just finished me off. But listen, we're not gonna pick sides here. We're not gonna pick sides here because these are 2 great race car drivers. You're never gonna convince me that Shannon Babb said, hell, I'm just gonna fucking kill Bloomquist. Excuse me for that language, but kind of worked up on this deal emotionally. I just don't think Shannon Babb says, oh, I'm going to go ahead and kill Scott Bloomquist. And Bloomer's thinking, I'm clear. 2 great drivers had a hell of a wreck. And, listen, wrecks are wreck. But, it's kind of like Earnhardt. It's kind of like when you see Dale Sr. wreck, you're like, the greats, I want to be clear about this. The greats, they have wrecks, and they come out, just like Bloomer did. But when the greats wreck, it's a reminder that even the greats wreck. There's always this thought that, the greats never wreck. Only the Bobos wreck. Well, this is a reminder that what can happen. 2 greats. We all know that Bloomer's the greatest of all time. There's no argument there. And we know that Shannon Babb is one of the greats. He's a hero to many, including me. So 2 great drivers get into it. I'm telling you, I feel like it was an accident. One thinks Bloomer thinks he's clear. He's not. And I think at the same time, Babb's coming down the hill, and he didn't expect Bloomer to be passing him that fast. All right, so that is my thought process on the wreck. But the reason I'm even doing this emergency press conference on the Kenny Wallace Show is the interview with Scott Bloomquist was very emotionally draining. Scott says, I've overcome a lot. Number one, he says he's overcome cancer. Excuse me, Okay, I know y'all are better than me, but I'm a dirt racer too. Okay, I didn't know he had cancer. I just thought he got roughed up with the bad wrecks on the motorcycle. I thought all this stemmed from 5-6 years ago down the Daytona Bike Week. We all know the McDowells, all of them were together, and Scott Bloomquist wrecked. And I still, in my mind, thought he was just overcoming this and just could not get healthy. Well, this was an eye-opening interview, and I know a lot of you are in shock right now. So Bloomer says, look, I've had to overcome cancer. I've had to overcome my arm being numb. I've had to overcome my hip, my leg. And if that isn't enough to go, he says, I'm liquidating because I need money. That crushed me. This is why I always talk to Gordy Gundaker. Gordy, you're watching right now. If Gordy's not watching, make sure y'all tell Gordy. I tell Gordy Gundaker, I'm proud of Nick Hoffman. He's doing it. I love these guys. But, you know, I'm a teacher. You just heard the greatest dirt racer of all time saying that was not his car, although it looked like his car. The interview was groundbreaking. He flat said, I'm liquidating. You know, he wanted to thank everybody. He was thanking everybody that's got him to where he's at right now. And I can tell that he's a tough guy. I get it. Bloomer's a tough guy, but I think he's heartbroken. There, I said it. I think Scott Bloomquist is heartbroken. I think Bloomer's my age. He's 60. Listen, you know, I understand don't let the old man in. But when you've had a bout of cancer and you can't feel your arm, you can't feel your leg, and you're beat up like him, the turning point in this interview for me was the cancer, and I'm liquidating. I'm selling things basically to stay alive, stay digging in the racing world. And once again, he's thanking everybody that's helped him. But listen, these damn motors are $60,000. If you're Scott Bloomquist, you're not going to run a $50,000 motor. Listen, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't want to get in a pissing match with any of you. I know what the hell I'm talking about. If you're Bloomer, you're going to have a $60,000 motor, not $54,000, okay? So he's going to have the best because he knows what it takes to win. And them super late miles, they'll take it out of you. When Bloomer got hurt, you know, the money quit rolling. You know, you got to keep operating a business. If you pause for a minute, now this is key. If you pause, if you stop your business for a minute and the money quits coming in, that's it. You need big financial help. So Bloomer says, basically, I want to thank everybody that's helping me. And he felt strong in his heart that he could win the dream tonight, is what he said. All right, I've laid it all out there for you. I told you why the emergency press conference, because the cancer caught me off guard. Him liquidating caught me off guard. I didn't know he's liquidating. I look at his dad, who's got all those beautiful airplanes. You know, you just hope that your heroes save money. You know, my brother Rusty taught me when the great Bobby Allison got wrecked, you know, in the tri-oval there at Pocono. That's the moment my brother Rusty sat me down on a set of steps at our shop down there behind their Charlotte Motor Speedway and said, Herman, and I want all you young kids to remember this. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It pains me that Bloomer's saying, I'm liquidating. I don't own this race car. I want to thank Eddie Petroff. And listen, Bloomer is not done. I think he's going to come out and he's going to try to finish this deal off and go out the way he wants to go out. I never doubt this man. He'll make you look like a fool. I don't doubt him. This emergency press conference is about my heartbreak for the great Scott Bloomquist. Hey, listen, I've said hi to him a couple times. He acknowledges me. He's a badass. We all know Bloomer's in his own world. This whole alien deal, sometimes I think, you know, he's, okay, let's say he really believes in aliens. Let's say he doesn't. He's a hell of an actor. He's a hell of an actor. I just take Bloomer for everything I see. He's a hell of a showman. the crotch chop. You know, I tell you, the longest conversation I had with Bloomer was down at the Dome. I said, he was getting his money. He won the first Dome race here in St. Louis. And it was just me and him one-on-one. I want to share this with you. This is a look inside Scott Bloomquist. He's very nice to me, very serious. I said, Bloomer, I said, I really like that when you do that crotch chop. He looked at me right in the face and he says, when I do that crotch chop, I better win because I know I'm taking a chance. He knows he's putting on a show in front of all of you. We know he's different. But now I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to close like this. My heart hurts for Bloomer right now. I don't believe, now this is my opinion, I will sponsor some of these race car drivers and then they'll come back wanting more. And I'm like, no, I'm done with you. Because a dirt super late model racer is like a crack addict. I said it. A dirt super late model racer is like a damn crack addict. They'll always come back for more. There's never enough. You can win $1 million in 1 year, and by the time you pay taxes and get your part, you got $300,000 left. Then you buy yourself a ranch, and now you need more because you spent it all. We all watched and we listened to Mark Richards. Listen, the driver don't get it all. The car owner didn't get it all, and there's bills to pay. Motors, tires, all of that. So, deep breath for Bloomer. But here's my opinion. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to do what he wants to do. However, I do not want to see a great go out like this. I'm not half the man he is, but I want to say this. I had a couple great NASCAR drivers said to me, and even though I'm nobody, but when I quit NASCAR, I said, that's it. And I made a big deal about it. And I had a big sponsor, US Cellular, and I drove a Joe Gibbs car. And they gave me a standing ovation in the driver's meeting. And that was it. The end. And, my career ended the way I wanted it to end. That's what I want to see happen to Bloomer. I want to see everybody in the driver's meeting give him a standing ovation. And I want to see him end it on his terms. Okay? Just because I look up to the man. I don't want to see Bloomer going out like this. So maybe he'll see this. Bloomer, I love you. You're a hero. You're so damn smart. We're not even in your wavelength. You're like an Alexander Graham Bell. You are an innovator. You're like Elon Musk. I just want to see you go out with all of us drivers giving you a standing ovation. So we cannot let you go out like this. I had no idea, buddy, that you were liquidating. You had cancer. I knew your hip. I knew everything else was messed up. But all right, everybody, that's it. I gave you my opinion. I gave you an innuendo right there. I'm just saying, for all you racers out there, what you heard Scott Bloomquist say is what I already know. And that's why I tell my dear friends, Gordy Gundaker, and I tell Nick Hoffman, don't be a dirt dauber, because at the end of your career, you have nothing. Come out unscathed. All right, Bloomer, I love you, buddy. I'm looking forward to that standing ovation at the World 100. Bloomer's coming back to the World 100. He's going to win that sumbitch. And maybe he's going to go out his way, because I don't want to see him go out that way. Lots of love, everybody. All right, remember, we are in podcast form. Check us out on Spotify or iTunes. Remember to like and subscribe right here.